What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is another episode of Sign Carvers of the Day, or SCOTD for short. So what this is basically we're showing off your work. So you send a picture into Dad, Eric at makeawoodsign.com, and we show it off for you. This is from March 5th through March 26th. A general rule is we show one of your pictures every 30 days. So if you send us a bunch at one time, we can't show them all because we try to get everybody in there. Obviously, we're way behind because this is gonna air at the end of June. So let's get into it. First up, we have Tom Mayer, and he used the profile and the 60-degree bit, and he used our Freedom Eagle stencil. He made these for a fire station and a police station. Looks like he used two different fonts, the Fatty and the Clarendon. And man, you did a really good job. The Clarendons, those are hard to carve inset. They just are, especially the smaller ones, because they have a lot of straight lines. So one thing I would suggest is if you're gonna do Clarendon, instead of making the serifs like on the top and bottom of the eye, instead of making those flat, put a little curve in them. It adds a little bit extra to the font and also makes it way easier to carve. But man, these look good. And I like that you added the color in there. Great job, Tom. Next we have Philip Hartzog. And this is a really cool little sign. I like what you did with the edge. Kind of looks like you used a jigsaw or a bandsaw and just cut a bunch of sharp points in there. Pretty cool font too. I'm not sure what that is, but that looks really good. And for the blue on the font, he used a paint pen. So paint pens, they can work really well or they can be kind of a pain depending on which one you get, what color you have and all that stuff. But you picked a great color. That shows up really, really well. And I think that's a good sign, man. That looks great. Good job, Philip. Next we have Brandon Barlow, and this is one of his first signs. This is really good for a first sign, especially when it comes to like the little sun and the little scroll lines underneath. When you're doing just one thin line carving and there's not really much room for error, it's pretty hard, man. But this looks awesome, and I'm not sure what kind of wood that is, but it's really nice. Might even have a stain on it. It's kind of hard to tell from the picture. He's actually going to be setting up at a flea market soon, which, by the way, guys, if you want to make some money, you want to sell some signs, flea markets are a great way to go. People are there just looking to spend money pretty much. So excellent job, Brandon, and good luck at the flea market, man. Let us know how it turns out. Next we have our buddy Jeff Dale. And so Jeff, he actually made me a sign for the sign exchange last year. It's hanging up in my office and I love it, man. Jeff is an awesome, awesome sign carver. So he made this for a friend. Obviously his nickname is Moose. I'm guessing that it's a military friend. I don't know that for sure. But man, Jeff, you knocked this thing out of the park. It really looks awesome. And even though Dad doesn't like the burning, I like the burning you did on it. That really, really looks great. And the color in it, adding color is a huge plus, especially if you're trying to sell stuff. So Jeff, awesome job, dude. Man, that looks great. Next, we have Richard Hotkus. Now this is for a retired teacher that's actually starting a private education center. He used 7 coats of Helmsman spar urethane, and for the paint, he used One Shot. If you're gonna paint, One Shot is the best paint we've found. Acrylic paint does not cover all that great, but One Shot, that stuff is awesome. Really expensive, but man, it looks good. Excellent job, Richard. He used the carving liner, the profile, and the 60-degree bit on this. And this is, I think this is around from like Home Depot or Lowe's. And sometimes, man, those things are not easy to carve. So you really did a great job, especially on the Clarendon lettering. Again, not the easiest thing in the world to carve. And it looks like you used the carving liner for the wording in the little book right there. Excellent job, Richard. That looks great, man. Next we have William Middlecoff, and he's a new sign carver. I'm not sure how many he has done up to this point, but man, for someone brand new, that looks really nice. I like that you did kind of a ragged edge on there, and then you did the round over. That looks just super clean. There's no sharp edges, there's no sharp points or anything like that. Really a clean looking job, William. The only thing I would say, the pink background in the springtime, it kind of is harder to see. There's not a whole lot of contrast, so I might have picked a different color for that. But still, man, that looks great. You never know till you try, right? Excellent job, William. Keep it up, man. I hope you're having fun doing it. Next, we have Garrett Design. And he's been carving for a couple of years, but he started with a Dremel and then he got a palm router. And my gosh, man, that looks great. This looks like it was kind of difficult to carve. A lot of intricate lines in there, a lot of different details, and a lot of small lettering at the bottom there. Really, really looks awesome, man. He did this after watching our videos for about a week, and my gosh, that looks great. Looks like he used the spiral upcut for the background because it has a flat background, which we don't do a whole lot because it's really difficult to get that smooth, but man, you did a great job on this, Garrett. That looks awesome, man. Keep it up, dude. Next, we have Cary. Now, he's pretty new. This is only his 5th sign. And this is not an easy one to do. Excellent job, Steven. That really looks good, buddy. I like the shape of the board. I like the Harley Davidson logo on top of it. And Harley, if you're watching, he's not selling these. He made this for himself, so calm down. It'll be fine. But you did an awesome job on this. The only thing I would say is a lot of times with our stencils, we can't just cut the lines. So we have to have it kind of serrated, I guess, for lack of better words. These lines on the side, the left and the right of Born to Ride, you can connect those. We just didn't connect them in the stencil simply because it wouldn't cut out that way. So kind of keep that in mind. Sometimes with the stencils, you want to connect the lines, but it's not connected on the stencils themselves. Otherwise, they won't cut out and we can't make them. But man, for your 5th sign, excellent job. Looks like you got clean lines all the way around the outside of the board. Really nice job, Steven. Keep it up, man. Next, we have Shane Northridge. And Shane is in the UK. We've had a ton of stuff of his on the sign carvers of the day. And man, he's just a great sign carver. And even more than that, he's a really good artist that mixes in painting and all that stuff with it. So he made this out of 12mm plywood, which 12mm, I don't know what that is in American, but you know, my guess is somewhere around 1/2 inch. I don't know. This is a Viking crest and he inlaid it with resin and he mixed it with acrylic paint. And man, that looks great. That really, really looks nice, Shane. A lot of intricate lines in there, which can be super difficult not to get confused as you're carving. Really a nice job. And carving plywood, man, sometimes that really sucks because there's voids in there, but it doesn't look like there's any voids in this at all. Really looks good, Shane. Next, we have Tom Debrowski. And he made this obviously for a Palm Beach fire station. This one can be difficult to carve, especially where the stars are and where they're cut off in that cross, but great job. That really looks nice, Tom. I hope they liked it. I'm sure they did, and it's got to make you feel good knowing that you have a sign up in a fire station or a police station, something like that. Really nice job, Tom. Next, we have Lou Protenus. Now, Lou, we actually met him in North Carolina when we went over there last year or a couple years ago. And one thing that Lou does really well that kind of sets his stuff apart is he does a lot of painting. He does a lot of color on it. This is no different. That looks really, really nice. That must have taken forever to paint all that white around the black. Judging from the picture, it doesn't look like you got any white where it wasn't supposed to be. So that looks excellent, man. Good job, Lou. Next, we have Joe Scota. And this looks like it's made out of poplar. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what it looks like to me. And poplar is a hardboard. Sometimes it's easy to carve, sometimes it's not. So this looks really, really good. He's got the Chinese symbols in there. I think they're Chinese, not 100% sure. And then obviously what each one of them means in different colors. And that's kind of creative too. The Chinese symbol for ears, and then obviously the English for ears is red, so you know exactly what it means. But man, that looks really nice. And I kind of like the fact that you didn't color the edge. Sometimes when you add too much color, it takes away from the board. And this is a perfect example of skipping a little bit. Like the edge looks like it's just natural. Really looks good. And something else, your spacing is phenomenal. The spacing on the top line, the spacing and everything else really looks good. You have an even amount on the left, on the right, on the top and bottom. Excellent job, Joe. Really, really looks good, man. Next, we have Robert Silvas. So Robert actually just found us a couple months ago, and this is his first sign. So he's been doing woodworking for a while, And that's his hobby, but he does mostly furniture. And now he's getting into signs. That looks awesome. I'm not sure what kind of wood that is, but it really looks nice. Looks like it's got a nice clear coat on it. Really good buildup. The Laughing Coyote Canyon's wording right there, there's not a lot of room for error, man. Looks like just single line inset, and they're all thin lines, but you really did a nice job on that. That looks excellent. That's a great logo too. Great job, Robert. Keep it up, man, and keep sending them in, because if this is your first sign, I'm excited to see what you got going in the future. This one is insane. This is George Dice, and this is his first sign. So he used our bits and our supplies, and he said that he really likes them and likes how they cut. And my gosh, this is your first one. It makes me wonder like what he did previous to this, because he's obviously got some incredible artistic ability. That's a beautiful board. I'm not sure what kind of wood that is, but man, that's nice. The guy can obviously keep a straight line with a paintbrush. Really, really looks good. My gosh, George. Great job, George. Excellent. Next we have Arley Pick. Now this one's cool because the wood he used for this sign is actually from an old pew out of a church. This is a 124-year-old white oak, and this is one of his first signs. And oak is difficult to carve. It just is, and it beats up your bits. But it looks like he kept a great line all the way through. Looks like a flat background, and judging from the picture, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's nice and smooth. Man, that looks awesome. And I'm sure the church loves it, especially the fact that it came from an old pew. 124-year-old oak. Really looks great, Arley. Keep it up, man. Next we have Scott Horn. Now this is a fire pit Scott made for a buddy of his, and he's got the deer scenes on both sides. This is a great example of how you can make a product, but carving in it actually adds something to it. And it kind of sets you apart from other people that are making the same thing. So Scott, that looks great, man. Really, really nice. Looks like your carving is dead on. Everything looks straight. And if you made that concrete top, that's pretty awesome too. Really looks great, Scott. Next we have our buddy Mike Rowell. Now Mike started about a year ago, I think, and man, he's just making some incredible stuff. So this is 15 by 18 spalted maple, and it's a 1/4 inch thick. Obviously he painted it, he did some power carving around it, but what I really like about it is what he did on the edge there. Looks like he put some angle iron all along the edge, cut them at 45-degree angles, and then attached them with some screws. That looks freaking awesome. He made this for a guy, Mr. Amy. He built his business from one truck to a fleet of 15 in North New Hampshire. So this is actually a retirement gift from his son that Mike did. Man, all the color on there, the detail, it just looks freaking awesome. Great job, Mike. So next is Bill Ross, and he made this from grapefruit wood from his backyard. I've never carved grapefruit wood. I don't think I've ever even heard of it. I'm assuming it's a tree that grapefruit grows on. But it's really nice looking wood, man. There's a cool grain in there. And he cut this thing down about 30 years ago, and now he's using it for this. So, man, Bill, that looks nice. Your lines are looking good. I like your background. Looks like it's nice and deep. It's not too shallow. And you did a good job spacing on kind of an odd-shaped board, which is not super easy to do. So for this one, he used the profile, the 60, and the 90 degree. Excellent job, Bill. Next is Mike McDavid. And now Mike said that if you're a Bama fan, you will know what this sign means. I'm completely lost. I think Bama's football, Alabama football, looks really nice, good clean straight lines. Again, flat background it looks like. A lot of people like that. We're not huge fans of it, but if you can get it right, it does look nice. The finish on it looks really good too. Looks like you have a lot of buildup on there. I think those are the Alabama colors, but I'm not sure, but the color definitely adds a little bit to it as well. Excellent job, Mike. Last but not least is Brian Burrows. And this is a great mixture of scrolling and routing. So he made this for a buddy of his, and this is actually made out of cedar. The scrolling is something that takes just a ton of patience, and this looks really, really awesome. It's got a great grain to it. Brian, that's freaking awesome. This, I think, is something that would be really good too to sell. I don't know how much time he has in this, but man, if you can knock these out and customize them, these would make great desk signs for teachers or office workers or whatever. These would probably be really good sellers. Excellent job, Brian. All right, guys, so there it is. Another group of sign carvers of the day. You guys are making some amazing stuff, man. And you're really kind of making me and Dad up our game a little bit and figure out more creative stuff and different stuff to do. So thank you for that. All right, guys, as always, if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email, ryan@makeawoodsign.com, or if you have an entry for Sign Carvers of the Day, just email it to Dad, eric@makeawoodsign.com. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.